So how did everyone find today?
I think it was. It started off a bit like yesterday, really, didn't it? But I think once we got that steer on the train station from that German civilian who just came down here to pick some people up in his car, and we got to the train station, it was remarkable footage. I mean, we've been here a couple of days, and I just didn't know about that train station, how busy it was.
No, I thought we'd been everywhere in Chelm that we could go to get a sense of the situation. We've been to the border many times now. We've been to Chelm registration centre, and then like you said, we then got to the train station, which we knew nothing about until this morning. And it was remarkable that they moved the border to the train station, brought it 3 kilometres or so inland, and to see those people coming off the train. Really, it was a different venue from the registration centre, but it was exactly the same thing, really. People giving out aid, women and children arriving, lots of tears and hugs, people looking shattered, but some of them still smiling, some of them still trying to just get on with it.
Right, yeah.
And it was good to speak to Monica as well, the volunteer, who, interestingly, and this didn't come out in our interview with her, but we found out later she lived in Ireland for 15 years. She said, obviously we want to take in as many Ukrainians as we can, but there is a limit. And she said people are worried here about the numbers of Ukrainians coming in the same way that some Irish people were worried about Polish immigration when she first came to Poland.
Right.
Which was really interesting to hear someone who's now seen both sides of the coin. And so she was just saying, of course we want to house everyone, but there's not enough room, and the problem's only going to get worse. So I thought what she had to say was really interesting.
Yeah. Those German medics who had arrived as well. Yeah. So there were these German medics. I don't know what their jobs were in Germany. They were certainly very serious volunteer first aid workers.
They seem to know their stuff.
Yeah. I think they actually probably were professional medics rather than just volunteer first aiders, as it were. And they're driven there. They'd set up a small area where they were treating people for a variety of things when they got off the train. It was quite interesting to see. They
were talking about treating them for hypertension and stuff like that. Headaches, stress, hypothermia. So, which is totally understandable. And then earlier in the day, when we went back to the crossing, we spoke to that couple from Berlin as well.
Oh yeah. Kim
and Marco. Who off their own backs had funded it, gathered aid, and then just driven in their RV to the border. Although they said they were going to pack their stuff down, and it's quite interesting that they were packing their stuff down to essentially give up that spot to another group of people helping the refugees, but a much more professional, serious outfit, as it were. I think they're called World Food Kitchen or something like that. World Central Kitchen, I think. So they're going to take over from those guys. So interesting. And then of course there was Natalia. Is that right, Mikola? Natalia?
Yes.
Yeah, Natalia and her son Misha. Yeah, that was interesting. Speaking to her. Good translating, by the way.
Thank you.
Very good. So it was good to get their thoughts. It just goes on, doesn't it, really? And it's just a privilege and an honour to tell everyone's stories.
Yeah, it is. It's when you come to places such as Poland in a time like this, in these heightened states of crisis, you do feel like you are witnessing a piece of history, and it's quite moving to reflect on, the fact that you're seeing so many children who you wonder how this will kind of ripple down the generations or through the years, and for some children it will be barely having any effect on their lives, whereas for others it might be more
be quite traumatic.
Yeah, it could be more traumatic.
There'll definitely be psychological scars.
Yeah, for some.